Hello and welcome back to the farm. It is, well, midsummer is moving onwards. We're in the latter half of it now. And, yeah, we're heading down here and down to the shop because after reviewing what I had on the farm, our mower wasn't really that good. Wasn't great for what we wanted to do. And as we now have a nice, bright, sunny summer day today, we've come to pick up our new one. So we've got here a brand new John Deere. Well, I say brand new, it's not quite brand new, but yeah, a new John Deere Moco 330. This is what we're going to be using to cut our grass fields. We've got some pretty good drying today, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be getting this cut and then leaving it to dry. I don't think we need to do any tedding. The grass is pretty dry. I'm expecting it to dry out on its own, to be honest. We might do just to get it to spread out a bit and to ted nicely. But yeah, in general, I think it's going to be quite good. And it should be quite a good mower for us. Should work well on our 6215R here. I'm expecting it to be a pretty good run. And yeah, so if we can get that... I don't hit it on this fence already. This is why I normally go out the other way. It's really, really tight to get down this ramp with anything trailed. But yeah, so it's very much today. It's doing mowing and doing grass work. We need to do that while we wait chance to harvest. I'm expecting our harvest to actually start in the next couple of weeks. With our wheat, and that'll be good. Bring in a good bit of income. Now we're not going to with this grass, this hay. We're not actually going to be keeping for ourselves. We're going to be selling this off. We have more than enough on the farm, but I do need to cut the grass, and I do need to make the most out of my. What I've got, so that's what we're doing. In fact, we're going to do this field today. Now, it's not the... You see, it's quite a difficult entrance to get in with this. But this field is one of the new acquisitions for this year. Oh. Yeah. And should be quite a fertile field. As I said, it's not that easy to get into. We're going to start off with doing headland clockwise. So let's fold her out. And it's gone actually round the other way. So let's get it to turn around. Yeah, so that we can do the headland stuff like so. We will turn it on. Drop it down. Oh, drop it down. Alright, so, and away we go. I think we already had it dropped. But this should be pretty good. Getting round the edge of this headland and getting this cut. And you can see why we're going to need to use the tedder on here. It's good, but it's not quite... Well, it's doing it in rows, which we want to kind of avoid. So, yeah. Let's lift that so that I can get it into this corner. And we can get the whole field. And yeah, it's working quite well. This should give us much better quality grass than the other mower did. The other mower was much more of a brush mower, was much more for getting, well, for sort of cutting verges and things. Whereas this should be much more for what the kind of stuff we're after. And for the kind of quality of grass we're looking to produce. It might actually just turn in this corner. This is, as I said, this is a field that we bought because it was this side of the river. Made a nice addition to our farm. And like this, should do us pretty well. Getting right into the corner there. That's actually not bad. Not bad at all. I don't think we can get... I think trying to get right into the corner with this is probably not a wise idea. But in general, this is doing us well, and should be a pretty good shot for getting this cut. A really, really nice bit of kit. That should do us well. Should do us well for a long time. So yeah, our upgrades for the farm continues. Our 4240 is home. I haven't had anybody. I haven't had any serious buyers for it yet. Nobody who I felt. Well, nobody who's offered me the right amount of money for it. So yeah, it's still sitting in our shed. We're a little bit low on space as a result on the farm. Right, there we go. So that is that headland done. So what I'm going to do now is turn our mower the other way. Throw it out the other side of the tractor. And we should be able to go around like this. And work well. And hopefully not miss anything in the corners. That's what I'm really trying to avoid with this. I want to make sure turning it on the inside should mean that it comes around alongside the tractor and doesn't miss anything. Whereas on the outside you can end up missing stuff. On the inside like this should work absolutely so much better. And is yeah, great trailed mower this. So I'm going to get the rest of this cut, I think, and then we need to come down here with the tedder. We've got 2 more fields to do today to try and get dried out, and hopefully this will all work as I hope. Oh, maybe, yeah, that corner there being a bit tight. What I need to do. Just bring this out. Maybe we'll get the 4240 out for one last hurrah before we have it before we let it go. That would be nice. Only a little bit left to do on this field, and this has been performing pretty well. Chris has headed down here in the 4240. So he's going to use that to ted this field while we head back to the yard. I need to do a little bit of work with cows. We need to go and clear them out, but we've got 2 more fields of grass to cut today, really. Not bad considering we're still fairly early in the morning. Very pleased that the shop was able to open up early enough for me to get this and get started. I'm impressed with this piece of kit so far. It wasn't that much more expensive than what we traded in our old one for. But it is just creating so much better quality grass. If you get out and have a look at this, this is just massively better, really nicely cut. Should very easily ted into to hay for us. There we are. And Chris has got started on the field now as well, so that's good. We'll let him get this tedded, and this will just, while this grass is already pretty dry, what he's going to do, and what you'll be able to see behind him here, is he's sort of spreading things out. So he's going from these swaths that our mower has created to spreading it out and making sure it's a wider setup. And the result of that is that this will dry quicker. So that will be good. Right, we're going to head down and go and head back to our yard, I think, and see what we've got. A little bit of work to do with our cows, So just a sort of a minor bit to do. The area is a little bit messy at the moment, as you can see here. So we're just going to run over and grab our skid steer, get that cleaned up and cleared out the way, and hopefully then they should be good. Jump in this. And this is really all we have the skid steer around for now, is to use the bucket on it to clear this up. I think we could possibly use it if we had a little bit of a if we had some low storage that we put seeds or stuff in, but at the moment we don't really have any of that stuff. So yeah, it's all really just keeping the yards clear that we have this for. I could possibly trade it in for an older one, considering what we use it for, or get rid of it entirely. To be honest, our 6M, we could fill this. I wanted to ask, you know, you guys, the audience, what you think. Whether it's worth keeping this piece of kit around, or whether we should sell it and just use a bucket on the 6M to clear this. It's not that much difference, I don't think. There we go. I think we got it all. Oh, almost. Yeah. Wow, no. Still so much left on the ground. You sometimes, in this kind of heat, it really does get baked on. So I want to make sure we've got our stuff at the right height. See if we can pick all of this up. There we go. And dried out like this. I hit the wheelbarrow. There's good reason that wheelbarrow has lots of dents in it. And we're going to put this into our store. As I said, we got a good area for storing silage, or excess silage from our cows, in our silo here, and so we just tend to shove it in here. They've got plenty of feed at this time of year, and so this will be held until the winter months when we need a bit more. We've got lots of wrapped bales as well. So considering the amount of grass work we do around here, I have considered seeing if we could put maybe a mini BGA or something on the farm, just to really cover our power needs and reduce our yearly costs would be quite good. Right, so let's drop this here. Turn that off. Also considering see if I can get some sort of water system. We've got our pond here, which is really good, and this is a springs fed pond. We've got a little spring that feeds this, and so we could put in some pipes that would basically give our cows a water source in here. Because the trouble we have is this is a really tight little area to get into. So we've got plenty of space to kind of put something in. So I might do that, but first we've got work to do. Let's start her up again, and we're going to go and cut what is probably one of our squarest fields on the farm. Field 32, I think, is an almost perfect square. Considering the two other grass fields we've got, I'm very much considering taking this to arable next year. We, as I said, we have a really, really good amount of grass on here already that easily feeds the needs of our cows. And so it seems rather pointless to have a field that would be very easy for us to work as arable in the middle of the farm here, set down to grass at the moment. And it is a good field. I mean, you can see the quality of the ground here. Really, really nice. Right, let's keep trying to go in that side, and it's easier, just easier to do it this side. Right, there we go. So let's turn it on, drop it down, and this we'll have to approach from a slightly different way of doing, because in order to get into the corners, we need to, well, on our first cut anyway, we need to lift back out and come back at it. Now I want to see where we've actually been maintaining this. There we go. And there's, look at this. This is our canola. This is so close to being ready to harvest. I think we're going to be doing this in the next couple of weeks. I would be I'd be amazed if we weren't doing that. Probably in the next VOD. Or next vlog. Alright, and down. See? Keep it nice and straight. And hopefully, and we're a little bit out of where we are, but yeah. Yeah, we've got that, and we've got the winter wheat over there as well. Nice big field of that. I'm not sure how straight was that cut. The answer to that question is not very. I think I'm going to have to go back and redo that. Let's lift this up. I need a straight cut on the edge there in order to work us. I don't want to drive too much on the grass here. But if you don't get these cuts straight in the first place, you end up with yeah, just end up with missing a load of the field. So there. Get our direction right. And there. So this one will cut in a more traditional manner, more of an up-down when we come to do it. Just want to make sure that we get into the corners with it. And you can see the corner of this field here and where we meet up with the next field because of just this sort of this scrub in between. Which, ooh, yeah, shows us where it is. And then we can get this in the corner. Bring it around slightly. And when we're doing the internal, or when we've got it on the other side, and it's turning on the inside of our turn rather than the outside where it is now, it's much easier to do these square corners. We don't always have the luxury of having the turn in space on the outside of the field when we're doing it the other way on the first headland, so that's why we do the first headland with it on the outside of the turn. But yeah, it does cause us a few problems. As you can see, that was actually pretty much in the right place. Right. And down. Get it roughly where I want, and it's all good. Just makes it a bit easier for Chris to follow if it's in a good position. And there we go. Right, so what I do now is turn that, lift it, turn it so that it comes across, and this means that when we reverse up and back into here, that now is in the right place. And then we just follow the previous row, and we end up cutting, or we should end up cutting a nice square cut if we're doing it right. I'm going to take probably 4 of these headlands. Yeah, so you bring it nicely round, and you can see how much we were off on our first cut. Oh man, that's bad. Never mind. But as I said, yeah, this field might be better served as being an arable field. Now that we've bought another grass field, 33 is not a good arable field. That is it's too uneven, and 17 similarly. With just the way that is and where it is so much better as a grass field. This, as I said, I feel pretty good if we were able to get this into arable as well. Give us another option on the farm, get us another field we can make crop from. Yeah, if you turn sharply with this mower, it gets right into that corner, and I love that about it. And we're going to be switching its side quite a bit now, in order to get it to be in the right place. And to do some up downs, because while this field is mainly square, there are a couple of bits on it. Well, it is slightly longer this way than the other way, so we'll go up and down the field with this, and take it out. Finishing up the 4th headland, and it looks like Chris has got here from the other field. That's good news. So what I want to do is we're going to start going up and down, but to do that I need to I'm going to need to switch sides on the mower. So we'll do that. There we go. And we'll get this round. And then hopefully Chris can get started doing the headlands. Right, let's get out of his way. Down with the mower. And away we go. Not that much further to go, and being caught up at the moment by by Chris. He's given me a good race actually across this field, but this Moco has worked really well. Perfect purchase, slightly less wide than our previous one, but it's working well. It's a good width with the tedder. Tedder does about 1.5 rows of it, so yeah, not bad at all, and yeah, just keeping us going, and working well, and yeah, that 4240 still got some life in it. I'm just not sure that we need 5 tractors on the farm. Well, we've only got the 8R, the tracked 8R is only a temporary anyway. That will continue until probably the end of this year, when we've got all of our other stuff sorted out, and got everything well, the stuff that we need to go and rip and disc, we'll do with that, and we'll probably do the cultivating stuff with that as well. Our 7R is good enough to handle those things as well, so yeah. But yeah, so yeah, do we need 4 tractors on the farm plus a skid steer? Probably not. I think we need to pare things down a little bit. But we are almost done here. Just trying to turn the mower around so that we get a nice straight access to it. The 6R's doing well, the 6M's doing well, the 7R is doing well. We could probably run most of the farm with that. I mean, at a pinch, we could get the 6M doing what the 4240 is at the moment, and that would that being a classic, fairly well sought after tractor, means that we could just we could sell it fairly easily. Give this one a last hurrah, as they say. before it goes away. And yeah, the modernization of the farm continues. Let's head into this. And she's cutting well, this mower. She really is. Then we've got 2 more rows to go on this field. We'll have to cut the other field another day, I think. I don't think we've got enough drying time. I want to get... I've got rain on the way in the near future. I'm worried. This field, I think we can get dry. And our other field, I think we've got enough time to dry on those. I think if we cut this, if we cut field 33 as well, we're going to be hard to push to get that to drying time. To not have issues with rain. So I'm going to leave that be for today, and we'll cut that later. We might even cut that for silage later. And yeah, he's going to have caught me up pretty much by the time I finish this field. Let's reverse that back. Get this while we can. Shouldn't really go backwards to mow. Yeah, there we go. Close enough. Switch it round. Get the last row. Although this might cause us an issue. Where's he going to sit? No, we'll be alright. Down it goes. And he's caught me up. As we get to the end here, he's caught me up. So I'll have to go round and do the last row from the other side. Otherwise we'll have a monumental game of chicken. There we are. Yeah, turning circle on this is great. Ooh. For this mower. Perfect. So yeah, that is all good. I'm really pleased with the progress on this. We have managed to get everything cut and drying, so that's good news. Turn that off. Let's track that. And it's all good. So I'm going to leave this here for today, I think. Which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.